Good day to you. I'm Dr. Lalith Mendis. I thought I'll do a short heart-to-heart chat. I have done many scientific reason clips, and I'm sure you have heard many of those things. And I also have a app, Golden Nuggets. You can download it from Play Store, Apple Play Store, or from Google. But today I want to get to this theme, live and let live, or struggle for existence. Why am I using a theme like this? We can see that the world has come to a time that it had never been. You can see with lockdown and shutdown, every nation of the world is struggling. Our Sri Lanka's debt has gone to 110% of GDP, but Britain's debt has also gone to 100% of GDP. Our GDP is 29 billion US dollars. Britain's GDP is 1 trillion, but they are 100% in debt servicing themselves. So what happened? To just backtrack a little, after the First World War and Second World War, world came into a certain place in 1960 where it was poised, could have done well. Every nation looking after their own and nations coexisting could have done well. But that's not the way the world went. I saw a picture some time back and I explained it to some young people. I'll explain it to you. And there was this track. It was a clear swimming pool of a nice looking river, and people were swimming in straight lines. There were tracks, there was a place to begin, and they saw the end goal and they were doing their life, their professions, their earning, raising up families, and considering the next generation, you know how the world lived. Because the good designer, the good shepherd has provided for us to care for our family, to be fruitful, multiply, fill and fulfill, then steward and help others, and take dominion and authority over the things that try to infiltrate. Those are the 5 things for life. I'll repeat it: fruitful, multiply, fill and fulfill, steward for others, and take authority over things that are no good. So steward for others, meaning you look after another generation, your own family, your kids, and hopefully even children's children, and also in your profession. Look after the next generation, be a role model, and set them in life. That's how the world was designed by the Good Shepherd. But increasingly, the world's resources since 1960 got into consumerist extravaganza, and the world began to produce not food and housing and lodging and health only, all kinds of things that man really did not need in excess. So we came to a position. By 2020, a virus was made. It's certain that it was made in a lab. If you want any more scientific evidence, I can send it. And now we are all in a jumble. So where is the world heading? What did I see? So I saw this nice river and people swimming in straight lines. Of course, what I saw was young people. Then it got into their head to veer on to the left. They moved away. There were no tracks, no end goal. The whole idea was the thing you do now is the thrilling thing. How you got it, where you're going, didn't matter anymore. The thing you do now was the thrilling thing. That's how life came. And they were moving, and from a vantage point above, I could see the waters are getting murky. They didn't realize that, and they kept on moving away. And then suddenly, there was another place. This place was named, the first one was named the River of Life. Second place was named the Whirlpool of Compromise. And they were, as they kept moving more and more to the left, they were moving swifter, more recklessly, without realizing that waters are getting dark. And then suddenly, they came to a place, there was a river flowing in the opposite direction. It was named the River of Black Death. And quite a number got caught to it. Some pulled back, and there was alarm, and what I was seeing stopped. So this is what happened to the world. Increasingly, we have gone left of the way that we had for a good family, We knew what sexuality was man, woman was woman, sex was chromosomal, XX or XY, but it's all, and men married women, man married woman, lifelong fidelity. Now it's all a jumble. Can you understand the whirlpool of compromise? And every nation's economy is in shambles because few people have planned to get it all. In a situation like that, here is a voice speaking about the city of Jerusalem. Now this is true for what I am going to read is true for Jerusalem in 33 AD. It's true for Colombo, Sri Lanka, now in 2021, true for New Delhi, India, true for London, Britain, or true for Seoul, Korea, or true for any place. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you can say Colombo, Colombo. See, I wanted to gather your children together like a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, and you were unwilling. Behold, your house is being left desolate. So this is the phenomenon of the Good Shepherd wanting to gather every city and citizen under his wings, providing them their daily livelihoods and a future, design into the whole societal system. But man has played out man, and increasingly the real players are becoming, in 1990, let's begin at 1970, 70% of stuff was owned by 30% of people. By 1990, 90% of GDP was owned by 10% of people. When it came to 2010, 99% was owned by 1% of people. Now the ratio has got worse. So what has happened is increasingly few global planners are looking at every nation like a profit-owning company. How do we get all we can from Sri Lanka or any other country and maximize our profits? So during this pandemic time, just in over a year, the richest three have increased 3 times their wealth, and 12 more billionaires have been created. Whose wealth was that? People's wealth. That was channeled into the coffers of others because of a pandemic, which is the result of a made virus. And the issue continues without proper treatment. So here is another passage that might give you a little more light. If you had known in this day, even you, the thing which makes for your peace, but now they have been hidden from your eyes. So what is it that makes for peace? That brings us to the issue, what makes war? Because Field Marshal Montgomery at the conclusion of the Second World War said, if you want peace, prepare for war. That's how he saw the balance of terror or the balance of power. So here it is that each father and mom, when they come together in marriage, God honors that union. Father gives a sperm, mother gives the ovum, and the two come together in the fallopian tube, and at the stage of 64 cells, it's called the blastocyst, it comes to the womb and gets fixed. And that new life belongs to God, and no one can destroy that. So to this day in Sri Lanka, abortion is illegal. However, abortions multiply everywhere. But that child comes with a God's scope. The best gift he has, what he can become, his full stature, all is written into him. And the parental responsibility is to nurture him in that way that he gets to the best the Good Shepherd has for him. It is possible. But in between comes different conflicts, pressures, and parents are driven now to send their children as soon as possible to other countries. So we are creating a culture that children don't think of looking after parents. Siblings even don't live like siblings because each one is seeking their own future. And man is confused about sexuality. All these things have become a big mess. In a situation like this, where do we go? And from the cross, the Good Shepherd cried out saying, Father, forgive, for they do not know what they do. So he gave us a little, what shall I say, a little solution to say this. Our Father who is in heaven, and hallowed be your name, give us this day our daily bread. Let your kingdom come into my patch of earth, your rule, your government come into, I want you to, I want to have you in my life. I want to have your plan in my life. That's what it means. Let your kingdom come into my patch of earth. Give me my daily bread, and then forgive me the things I have done against others as I forgive the things they have done against me. So forgiveness is the key to peace, even between races, in family members. So in forgiveness, what are we asking? We are asking for a place of rewriting a better me. Rewriting a better me. You know, we humans are used to writing down the wrongs, W-R-I-T-I-N-G. But God is into writing the wrong, R-I-G-H-T-I-N-G. That's forgiveness. God rights the wrong when I ask forgiveness. God rights the wrong, R-I-G-H-T-S, when I ask forgiveness for my spouse or my son or daughter or for my nation. Do you think you will consider this? Peace through righting the wrong of another. Having had my wrong righted, my crooked thing straightened, my rough place smoothened, my low place filled up, my high proud mountain brought low, and there is a path of righteousness, and I will be able to say, Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures, and He leads me beside still waters for more, and He brings me to a place of restoration to get it right, put it right, and I afford the same for others, and then He leads me in paths of righteousness. I thought I must share this spiritual talk because I have shared 216 clips of Science and Reason, both in English and single language, few with translation into Tamil. But this is a spiritual, straight from the shoulder talk to consider how may we have peace, how will cities have peace and prosperity. There is a good shepherd who can make the change in your life. Thank you for listening. This was my little talk. I must confess to you that I did not believe in a good shepherd. When I got through the advanced level, I was first in the island, sitting from St. Thomas's College. Chemistry, physics, botany and zoology were my subjects. And then I went into Colombo Medical Faculty. I was batch top in every exam. But in between, I had to change my stance because I found when my head was becoming bigger, knowledge was becoming more, my heart was shrinking. At one point I said, I need something more than knowledge. I need forgiveness. So that's the way of the Good Shepherd. Thank you for listening. If you need any clips, please send a WhatsApp number. This is my WhatsApp number, 076 313 4800. Please don't call, but send a WhatsApp. I will always respond to the WhatsApp, 076 313 4800. If you are living abroad, of course, 94 is Sri Lanka number, 76313 4800. Thank you for listening.